Today, we're building the world's fastest M340i. The M340i is one of the best modern day BMWs that money can buy. With 382 horsepower from the factory, these M lights are no joke. While that's impressive, we're looking to add 1,000 wheel horsepower as we chase a 7-second quarter mile to reset the world record. Now, while this might seem like a daunting task, if you're new to the channel, we've built not one, but 3,000 plus horsepower BMWs, including this very M340i. You see, when Andrew first got this car, it had a hybrid turbo and it was pushing 500 horsepower, which is pretty quick, but it was hard for him not to notice all the Supras with the same B58 engine that were running 7 and 8-second quarter miles. So at first he set out to build an all-wheel drive 4-door Supra. Since these motors can only handle so much, we did everything you'd expect, from pistons, rods, cams, CSF cooling, and so much more. And while we're there, it only made sense to upgrade the transmission to a pure stage 3. We had an upgraded torque converter, an upgraded flex plate that is billet aluminum, and we even did a built transfer case. Now, for the turbo kit itself, we went with a tried and true KLM kit with a 7275 precision turbo, but you need to make sure you're properly fueled. So we did a full Precision Raceworks fuel system for all the ethanol we could throw at it. We also fortified everything that was bound to break, from drive shaft to axles, and we upgraded more bushings and bolts than I can even remember. Now, in our pursuit of speed, you would think that we would put a gigantic big brake kit on, but in drag racing, it's actually quite the opposite, as it's all about your power to weight ratio. So, to save weight, we actually dropped the size of the brakes and put the car on a diet to save 250 pounds, which is absolutely insane. Now, while you can have every mod in the world, it's tuning that's either going to make or break you. So we had Mikey Body hit the keyboard and take Andrew's car up to 1,151 horsepower to the wheels. Once the car was dialed in, we threw on some custom VFC beadlocks and some Hoosiers, and we hit the track. Andrew and I raced head to head throughout the day, him and his M340i and me and my 1,000 horsepower G80 M3. He would win a race, then I would win a race, and then he shut everything down by doing this. Andrew set the M340i world record with an 8.6 quarter mile at 159 miles per hour. And while his time was great, we knew that it had more in it, so we went back to the track another day. He lined up, he launched, and he took off like a rocket. But on this run, the head lifted, spewing all of his coolant out all over the track, sending him sideways, heading for the wall. But thankfully, Andrew was okay, and he was able to regain control of the car and bring it to a stop.
Oh my God, he was a beautiful save.
Now, instead of accepting defeat, we're building this car back lighter, safer, and faster as we attempt to reset the world record in pursuit of 1,400 horsepower. So as you can see on the floor and all surrounding the car, this is most of the parts that we're going to be installing on this build. So let me give you a rough overview of what we're doing. Then when it comes time to actually install each part, we're going to tell you all the specifics of really why we're doing that product. Now, as you can see behind me, KLM did help us build the engine. Actually, we had a really cool opportunity when they were building it. We were actually going down that way. So I actually had the opportunity to put a piston in, and so did Andrew. And we really got to see this thing inside and out, literally. Can't wait to tell you more about that, but this motor is well equipped to handle 1,400 plus horsepower. Now, you're never gonna get there without the right turbo. So as you can see over here, we have a gigantic 73.9 Sportsman precision turbo. This thing is like 35 pounds, if not more. It's absolutely massive, and it's going to give Andrew all the boost he needs to annihilate 1,400 horsepower. Now, also from KLM, you'll see we have the manifold. We also have their ice box in the middle of the room. You're probably seeing a trans. You're probably like, hey, you guys already have a stage 3 from the B58 from version 1. What's wrong with it? Well, nothing. This transmission is actually from a G80 M3. They're physically larger, so they can physically handle more power. So this is a G80 M3 pure stage 3 transmission that we're going to get to work with this with the help from other people, because there's a lot of coding. You have to swap over the TCU to make this work in this. Also, if you take a look over here, we have a new front diff. Behind it, we have a diff. Like I said earlier, we have a lot going on in this build. Also from Pure, we have a custom torque converter. We already have the built transfer case. If you're doing this, it's the G80 trans, the diff, but the differential. Got it? Me neither. Again, I'm just trying to stay as high level as possible. You can see we have a new CSF manifold. While it's powder coated the exact same color of the other one, this is the race one. It's bigger, it's better. It's gonna help keep everything cool and under control. We have bigger injectors. We're deleting the air conditioning. As you can see behind me, the car does have a roll cage in it. We're gonna go over that in detail later on in the video, and well, we'll explain the whole pop top roof thing. On the floor over here, these are the coolest brakes, hands down, that I have ever seen. These are TBMs, and Andrew had them powder coated in this special coating that's supposed to help disperse heat, which is also why they designed these things so crazy. So check this out. It's multi-piece, and that is your brake rotor. How stinking cool is that? The best part, these things are tried and true on many cars that are crazy horsepower, and they are designed, although they're super small and they're super light, to stop you nice and safe. Now, speaking of stopping power, as you may have seen on the back of the car, we do have a parachute that we're going to be adding. We want to make sure that this car is as safe as possible, and that there's also fail safe. So if there's an issue with the parachute or the brake, you have other methods to stop the car. For the wheels and tires, as you can see, Andrew dropped down in size. He had a 17. Now we're gonna squeeze it down to a 15. Check out how small these are. But by doing that, he can run a 275, 50, 15. Check out how massive this tire is. This thing is gonna hook like no other, even with all this power. All right, on the floor over here, you can see we have a fire extinguisher. Again, we're trying to be redundant with safety. We've got special brakes. We have a parachute. He's gonna be in a fire suit. It's got a roll cage, fire suppression system, and even a standalone fire extinguisher. Again, trying to check all the boxes for safety here. For oiling, we have products from Liqui-Moly, and for fueling, we have a pallet of fuel over at the warehouse from Sunoco to make sure that this thing is super fast and super dialed in. On the floor in front of you, we have carbon fiber doors, the front and rear. You're not gonna be able to tell from this video, but these things are crazy light. I am super curious to see how much weight these things are going to shave. Every pound you save makes the car that much faster. The doors on this thing are super heavy. Speaking of the doors, they do have the factory glass in. We're going to be keeping the factory windshield because that's typically what's safest. And we are going to be replacing all of the other windows with Lexan. That's a product that's still being made right now. It's something that we're going to get in a later video. Now, while this is a lot of stuff, you have to remember that we already took this to 1100 horsepower. We already did all the SPL parts. We already did axles. The drive shaft is over there. We already did an insane amount of work. Drag shock. It's like there's an endless list of products we've already done, and then this is just to take it to that next level. Speaking of, if you're looking to take your car to the next level, whether that be a stage 1 build or a full-out race car like Andrew here, reach out to our team at info@kies.com, and we'll be happy to assemble the perfect build for your car. So with that, we have a crazy amount of stuff to do. Let's get started.
Like that.
And that's how you remove a sway bar without removing the subframe.
Oh, there's still a lot of coolant in there. Can I have like a bucket or something?
I got it, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm containing it.
So as you saw, we immediately put the car up in the air and we went right to work prepping everything for the new engine and all of these amazing parts that are gonna help us get to 1400 horsepower. But we're also trying to save some weight. So as you can see, there's some missing coolers, missing air conditioning, and a few other components, which are in a nice box over there. We're gonna weigh all of those parts later to see just how much weight we saved. But While I was making really good progress, I have to put this entire car back together, and that's because we are getting a custom hood dump made for Andrew's brand new Precision 73.9 Sportsman Turbo, which is going to be absolutely insane. But in order for the guy to do the work, I have to get the turbo installed. But you can't install the turbo without installing the manifold. And you can't install the manifold without the brand new engine that I'm still missing parts for from BMW. But I can't get everything properly positioned without the transmission in the car, because I have to have the turbo exactly where it's going to be so the fabricator can cut a perfect hole in the hood, and everything has to be exactly in place. Oh yeah, and he gave us a time slot option of 2 days or 2 months. So we have to do all of this in 2 days. So we should probably get started.